Good evening, everyone. We're here. We're running smooth so far. Don't ask us what happened before you saw us, but we're running smooth.
Oh my god, everyone knock on wood right now, because I feel like we jinxed ourselves completely.
Matt, bring your head over here.
What?
Knock on wood.
Hey, we're right next to each other on the screen, so I just lean over to the right.
Yeah.
And you can knock on my head.
Oh, it's mirrored, damn it.
Oh my god, that's great.
Alright, so we have an interesting discovery today in terms of those eligible to give a recap. We're between Fig and Malvhor, and I heard somebody has an obnoxious amount of notes. I'm paraphrasing. And someone has next to no notes. And someone also isn't too keen on giving a recap. So I'll let you two decide. We're not rolling dice. Who wants to give the recap? Who wants to answer a trivia question?
Oh shit!
You give
I don't care.
You give the recap. I answer the trivia question.
Okay, yeah.
Alright.
Shit. Okay, so we. Yeah, no, I wrote literally one sentence, and then I was having.
I was about to say, and we'll let chat decide who had more notes. But there we go.
Not me this time. It was not me.
Notes,
okay.
guys.
Yeah, it was not me this time because I was focused on other things going on. Anyways, but we did start off finishing up with rescuing the prisoners at the camp that we just totally raffle stomped, being a bear and otherwise. And so we had a safe journey back with the prisoners. Back to Dorwinian, and that's where Arison was very grateful for what we'd done, but with Arison we also ran into Locke, our long-beloved friend, reunited again and everything, and it was a great reunion, and we as a group gave him the worst catch-up recap ever of everything that happened. I don't even think we even told him everything still, but you know what, it's fine, he'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Alright, the character is as oblivious as the player, so...
Yeah, many questions, especially when it was like, oh yeah, by the way, Fig was raised by bears, say what, you know, whatever, other stuff like that. Mordu is Rador, Rador is Mordu, tomato, tomato, pick your thing, and more stuff like that. But anyways, so we had a brief catch-up, and between what happened with Locke in the meantime in this area, and then Arison making what do I want to say? Oh, keeping his promise to us after helping him, we got the means and direction to go to another area where more of the elves are, the Avari, I mean, sorry, and that was when things were starting to get kind of a little tense, because as they got closer and closer to that area in the mountains, southeast of where they had first met Arison, Fig finally told everyone that so it's because there was the assumption that the Shadow of the East was there, and especially based on Locke's story of what he was doing in the region in the meantime too, and having, I think he said, run into him before, or someone who could have been, or something along those lines. All in all, there was a high chance of seeing the Shadow of the East in this area they were traveling to, and with that assumption and knowledge, Fig at one point stopped everybody right beforehand and said, and finally shared that the Shadow of the East is hers to deal with, because it is a high chance that he is her kind of long-lost childhood friend from before. And so that happened, and everyone, when we arrived, we met another Avari named Nithil, who I think everyone immediately went, whoa, total badass, who is this woman? And got quick introductions out of the way and kind of quickly got settled in. I don't remember if there was a name of that place or something that we arrived to, but it's very pretty inside the mountains. It's like starlight under the like inside the cave. Anyways, now I'm just rambling. But so Fig immediately wanted to see who they had as the Shadow of the East with some confirmation that they were there. Nithil at first was not too keen on us speaking with them because the Shadow of the East is technically a prisoner, but also they don't want any help for the Shadow of the East because the Shadow of the East has really given them lots of trouble. But regardless, Fig was able to, with the others, kind of go to where to Locke's old room, because that's where they decided to hold prison for the Shadow of the East. And the session ended with Fig's armband just kind of confirming that the partner of it is held by the Shadow of the East, and the figure turned around, and I'm gonna leave it there.
Turn around.
I'm not gonna lie, for a single sentence, you did good, kid.
Thanks. My memory is a lot better than I typically believe more than half the time.
Yes. You can go ahead and take your inspiration. Thank you for the recap.
I feel like I'm gonna need it.
Fellowship rescued some Dorwinian Easterlings, returned them to Erison. Erison let them, or the village themselves, allowed them to stay for over a night in a more welcoming hospitality. They then followed Locke back into the back down south for the mountains, where he led them to where the majority of Avari in the region, to your knowledge, currently reside. And Fig, being tactful, I suppose, recapped everything except for the last 5 seconds of last session, was the actual confirmation of the Shadow of the East, in fact, being her childhood friend, Galad. So we get to deal with that emotional trauma tonight, folks.
It's
so
fine.
Jesus Christ.
So tonight's wonderful Middle-earth trivia question. Malvhor. For some time now, Fig has carried an item with her that she has donned on her arm that has dictated a lot of your journey thus far into the region. The item itself is a gold armband that is intricately designed into the shape of a tree, and it bears a silver partner that was confirmed who was wearing it last session. These trees are a representation of 2 of the trees that resided in Valinor with the elves. What is the name of the gold tree that her armband represents?
My god, it's so funny, because that's the one I keep tripping up over every time I bring it up.
That's why I picked it, to see, like, well, if Lindsay gets this.
I gotta go through my notes and see if/where I wrote it down.
I bet if I got the question, I still would trip it up. No, wait, now I know. Whatever. I gave a recap, it's fine.
I have to have written this down, so I don't have to have. But how many times it came up?
I'd say it's not if, it's how long ago.
Yeah.
Mine, let's see, my last time that I brought it up was...
Last session.
That's true,
Okay.
I did bring it up last session, technically.
If I wrote it in my notes correctly, it's a Laurelin.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Laurelin is correct. That is the
Ding, 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 ding.
in Valinor.
6 sessions ago, I wrote it down.
I'll give chat inspiration if anybody can tell me the name of the silver tree.
Which is the one I keep messing up.
Yeah. Without Googling, but I have no way of confirming whether or not you did that, so. All right. And that would bring us to
Would
tonight.
actually have a decent chance. She's kind of a Lord of the Rings nerd, so
Mm.
there's a chance.
There's a chance.
I say that lovingly, by the way. Don't kill me.
Hey,
There's nothing wrong with being a nerd.
being a Tolkien nerd is not an insult in any way. See, Ty said Sildren as I'm trying to set things up over here. No.
So if anyone calls me a
Nice
nerd, I'm just
try.
like, I'm a nerd that could drop you. So there's that.
All right. So you all essentially stand in the doorway, if not a little bit further into the small room space that was once Locke's lodgings for some time in the region. With Fig out in front, you see a familiar, though somewhat changed, face of your friend Galad as he sort of turns and sweeps back his hair, and you see sort of sweat beating down from his brow in sort of heavy of breath as he sort of locks eyes with you and comes to that realization of who just entered the room. And
I take 2 steps forward and I immediately punch him across the face. And then I'm going to grab him by the collar and turn him to the side to shove him to the closest wall to me. And I'm going to shout, after everything that happened, why did you go back? Why, Galad?
As you hear him just mutter in Cinderin, I'm sorry.
They almost killed you.
At least he's being apologetic.
They almost killed us. And did you let them do this?
No. You think I asked for this? You think I went seeking this?
It's what I was basically left to believe. Then what happened? Why are you this Shadow of the East? Why have I been told you've been working with them?
You see his eyes sort of shift around a bit and try to regain some semblance of composure. It's been some years, Fig, but you've known him well enough to sort of read into him a bit that he's very shaken and that he is still sort of trying to regain some semblance of composure. One second, I'm hearing that we are having Battle Barnes issues. Sorry, everybody. I've restarted all sounds. Okay. I know. They nearly killed us. And the state I was left in was, well, according to Northriel, was delicate.
Bad. It was very bad.
Well, I understand that you're angry You're speaking to him like a dog.
No. Now she has every right to be angry. It's difficult to say. Northrail did what she could. And for the most part, got me to at least walk and think clearly. And there's not a day that went by after that that I didn't replay that encounter over and over and over. And the days after. By the time I was able to move under my own strength, I couldn't live with the thought of how that could have went and how I essentially led you to it.
So, you left by guilt?
I left so I could hope to change it. Call it hubris, call it naivety, call it being a dumbass. I did what I thought needed to be done with what we saw being so close to where we lived.
You went back by yourself to get rid of them, to change where they are? Is this what I am understanding? Remove the threat yourself.
I couldn't ask you to go back there with me.
I would have.
I know that's the problem. There's not a situation that I run through in my head where you don't go. And we'd be standing somewhere else with either both of us dead, one of us, or both. This!
That would have been my choice to make, not yours. And you might as well have killed yourself if this is what it all led to.
Believe me, there are days I'd rather be dead. You think I want this? You think I would be standing here, arguing with you, after years? Ugh.
I loosened my grip on the collar. What? What is happening?
I don't know. I was not in control of myself for a long time. Oh, every day that passed I remember as vividly as that one. I've heard what the people of this land call me. The kin out here that now call me enemy. A title that was once held, and possibly still is, by fallen king, the terrorized people, enslaved them well beyond his death. And here I am, a testament to all our sins.
Is he lying?
Give me an insight check.
I'm shaking.
This is nice and intense. I'm liking this.
Locke's gonna take
Apologize,
this.
everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna use my inspo. I just saw what it is. I had the wrong window open. Fuck. Oh, there we
Apologies,
go.
everybody. I hear my mic is crackling. I don't know what's causing that. And apologies on BattleBard's not coming through. It worked before I switched over music, apparently, and now we're having issues, so...
It's fine. The silent is very tense.
Is it silent for you, too?
Yeah.
I can hear it. I just had to turn it back up a lot.
Okay.
Oh.
Man,
I tried turning it all the way up and no dice.
I went through so much...
I also refreshed for what it was worth.
I refreshed,
Enjoy.
changed browsers. I did.
I went and
things.
picked specific
I hear
music
it now.
for this scene.
Yeah, and it's good.
Oh.
I like it.
It's here now.
I got it.
Refreshing.
I don't know what happened.
I had to refresh.
Got it.
All right. I've also turned my mic off and turned it back on, so...
I think it's a Discord thing. We can
Yeah.
on break.
Probably.
I got a few
So.
suggestions that were sent to me.
Hold on, wait. Say a sentence, Brian. I don't think you're cackling anymore.
Well, if I was cackling, I'd be cutting in and out probably at times with a little bit of electricity sounds.
Yep.
Little bit still.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Sorry. Yeah, we're good.
All right. 14.
Locke's gonna take the break in the moment to just go sit on his bed.
Especially.
Get away from them.
I want to know, especially if he's lying about the part where he said he was being controlled or whatever.
Okay.
But I'll take anything else.
14. You see immense sadness and regret in the eyes. The face is one of shock and a glimmer of happiness bearing the situation. You get the sense that everything he's said up to this point is truthful. I was instructed what to do, and I obeyed those commands without a second thought. There was no sense of morality. There was no will behind it.
There's a table near us.
There's a desk, yeah.
Just okay. Yes, she spoke of you fondly. I'm gonna take out Tonnel's dagger and stick it right in the desk.
That might explain a few things.
She's dead. As well as the great vampire that was there.
You killed them.
With help.
Mostly us.
But we did.
We gave a good effort.
And that was when she told me you were free.
You see the largest weight get pulled off from his shoulders as they just slump down and he lets out this sigh. I don't think I even know how to be free.
And I still don't know what to believe. Too long have we traveled to hear stories that continue to not line up with each other. I was led to believe you joined them willingly.
No. No.
But you went alone.
I did. I did because I was still that young, naive elf seeking adventure.
You're brash, but you're not stupid. She's just going to take 2 steps back, let out a humongous sigh where her shoulders sag, and she's going to take a few moments to try to recompose herself.
He reaches over, says he's sort of like looking down at the ground, and reaches over and grasps the knife that you stuck into the table and just gently wiggles it free. Flips it around and places it in front of him in both of his hands and just looks at it. Tarnell is truly dead.
I buried her myself.
Only Erendir would show the enemy that much compassion.
In fairness, she did save our lives. Maybe twice. It's complicated. This wouldn't let her bite him, and I point to Cirion.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is between you two.
Oh, wait, did Cirion come with us? I thought it was just you and I.
We're all here.
I thought it was all of us.
We're all here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of like, I'm letting like those
What?
two have at it. I'm kind of like in the corner.
Yeah,
like,
Cirion and I are just in the corner
this.
watching.
Yeah.
And now I'm just chilling on
You're
the
on
bed.
your bed.
Cyrion's like eating a snack, like legs crossed off his side.
Cirion.
You say that,
And
he's like,
suddenly gets called out by the parent. What'd I do?
Mom, be cool.
What did you do?
Actually, no, instead of a snack, I'd just be drinking and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. No, no, you two.
Besides, if you're gonna kill someone, kill the corpse over there.
And listen, which one of us here hasn't done something stupid in their life?
I raise my hand.
You went through Shelob's cave.
You caused that.
You still went.
Okay, we're not
Sounds
getting in.
like you-
I'm gonna put my hand over Malvhor's mouth. It's just like, let's stay on task here, please.
She's dead. And I have a tooth of the great vampire if you want that proof also.
No. I have no need of proof. Several months ago, my tasks began to change. I was no longer being directed at villages, elves, the harvesting of blood. I was being released on orcs, Wayne Riders, Easterlings. At the time, though confused as these orders became, I obeyed. And now I was feared on two fronts. As he cracks a smile and you see protruding the two fangs beneath.
There's like the slightest of wince across her eyes.
And then one day everything came flooding in like the sundering of Numenor all at once. I was suddenly back in control, having to live with every day, minute, second of the past few years.
I'm just going to. Oh, first I gotta sneeze. And then, get. I'm just going to very slowly and gently, reach across for his hand. And then, after a moment of holding it, I'm going to then slowly just pull him into a big hug. There's hesitancy behind it, but it's still a hug.
You pull him in as he doesn't sort of look up, and he doesn't immediately return it as you sort of wrap around his arms, so he kind of gets closed in a bit. And height-wise, the two of you are about the same, and he just collapses into you in places that his head sort of like in the into your neck and shoulder, and you just start hearing him. I have been scared for so long, and I haven't been able to come to terms with that until I was set free. Aaron, you don't know how long I have been waiting to see you again. I'm sorry.
I allow myself to fully hug him and tightly and just release any tension and nerves and just stand there and hold him. And I'm sure looking closely enough, there will be a small glisten in her eyes too. But it's very visible how she let herself just give in and hold a dear one.
He sort of wipes away from his one eye and blinks as he sort of reaches out and grasps sort of like your bicep. You bear one of the trees.
Yes, the one on the bed gave it to me.
He looks over to you.
How did you find yours?
As he looks over to Locke. Thank you, Noldor.
For what? For getting here the band or lending you my room? Take your pick.
Noldor?
Same.
Noldor. It's essentially the name for the elven firstborns.
Oh, okay. I was like, who the fuck's name just got dropped that I don't know? Okay.
He's referring to a different lineage of elf than what he
Gotcha.
is.
That he would know. Yes, that would make sense, because elves.
I believe the one I found was out in the forest east of here. Some old raided treasure that I came across. It pulsed for a long, long time, though I was never quite given leave to follow that.
Yes, it was highly irritating for a time.
But it seems to have stopped now.
The partners have found each other again. And you and I have found each other again.
Appears... No. No. You found us. I got lucky.
That's one way of putting it. Glad we stumbled upon you when we did.
Where did you stumble upon him? If you don't mind me asking.
As previously stated, it was out in the woods.
On the other side of the sea?
I'll let him go from my hug. And take
no,
a few more
relatively
steps
close,
back
yeah.
and just recompose him more.
No, you found him over in the forest on the east side of the sea.
Oh, it was the other side of the sea. Sorry, still learning. Still a little fuzzy on the regional details in my brain.
Galad, that's your name, right?
It was.
Have
But I
you...
would be welcome to hear that name again.
Well, then that is what I will call you. Have you spent a lot of time on the far side of the Sea of Rune?
I have. I've spent many a year in this region.
Maybe, perhaps not right now, because this is a lot to take in. But we are very interested about the ongoings over there.
There's another thing you just haven't told me about yet.
Who, me or Galad?
You.
What we're doing here?
Yes.
There was a lot of information to get caught up on, but
We were seeking allies here against Mordu.
But
That
Mordu,
much. I'm just...
Mordu, the Mouth of Sauron, is building a temple somewhere out here to bring something to Middle-earth. Requires a lot of workers and sacrifices. Our 5-year plan is to put a stop to it.
In what world do you expect to be alive in 5 years?
That's why I'm glad we found you, because I have to pass my mission on to somebody.
Jesus Christ.
Cirion, God bless you for putting up with him for as long as you have.
And again, I'm sitting there like with my wine. Is like, what do you think this is for?
Fair point.
So now that Galad has heard all of that, Galad, does a temple or a construction, does that ring any bells for you?
There is an old tomb or temple that resides in the forest. There has been a large migration in some time in that area. A wicked woman from the south has come up these ways. Whatever plans or machinations that seems to be going on, she seems to be at the head of it.
Well, I mean, I guess that gives us a stronger lead than we've ever had.
Though that forest is infested.
With what?
Recent months. You name it. Recent orcs from the south, Easterling soldiers, Caragors, and I'm sure Z sort of just looks over everybody. I'm sure you've seen the recent dragonets in the region.
Oh, those are new.
They are quite new.
Yeah, we tangled
We
with
did.
them, and I came out of the encounter unscathed. My companions, not so much.
It was not pleasant.
They were.
You mean fire-breathing opponents aren't your forte already, Fig? Shouldn't be much for a bear.
I was not able to do that during that fight. It got complicated.
Cirion's gonna kind of like ponder for a second. It's like, I can technically say I slayed a dragon now. Don't take this from me, shut up, I know.
No, the dragonets are very new. Some weeks ago, an orc captain with a caravan came up from the south, hauling large cages. Wherever these originally came from, it's not room. And these ones are young.
Could they be part of that brood that the letters were once talking about? As I look at the rest of the group.
I imagine 100% they are.
But that was Umbar, was it not?
That's in the south. It jives with everything we've heard so far.
This is so far from there.
And I've had the visions of Harad with drakes in the desert. Unfortunately,
Prior to that,
I was just gonna say, unfortunately, we do need to find a way to hit that temple. But we shouldn't rush in.
Have you finally gained a little bit of sense? You're advising that we don't rush in.
Hey, I've rushed in one too many times in my life, and I think my luck's just about to run out.
Yeah, you have a bastard child to show for it.
Jeez.
Trying to figure out if that was you laughing, Brian, or what.
No, that was Galad. Even Fig will crack a small smile.
You alright over there?
What is it?
Some mental trauma to still work through.
Memories of the past or something else?
Memories, mostly. But there is a feeling of lingering influence, which is why I imagine I'm locked in here, beyond the many crimes I've most likely committed.
A lingering influence. Is it a specific memory?
No. There are far too many.
Thank you.
Well, if you intend to head towards this temple, what's your plan?
Oh, right now we don't have one. That's why we need to come up with one. Like, you know, he didn't know about the temple's existence this morning, so one step at a time. There are some outlying camps outside the forest that might help provide us with more information about what to expect at the temple, but reaching them, and they could very well just be as dangerous.
They're very well good.
Malvhor says this as he's looking at the map he pilfered.
Well, I doubt you came all this way just to speak with me. Do you intend to seek aid from the Avari?
I mean, Fig.
That's.
I was just gonna
It
say.
was another idea.
Yeah.
Mordu had made enemies of both the vampires and the Avari.
Well,
So we were hoping to come here.
The vampire situation is complicated because
Yes, but
the vampire lord was still working for or with Mordu.
yes, but they were also being starved by Mordu regardless, to the point of others no
Tanel
longer.
Tanel was, but the yeah.
Which is likely why your orders had changed a while back. I would think that was Tanel.
One of those orders she sent me on months ago was to attack a orc convoy or whatever it may have been that was coming up from Mordor. Killed them all, but what I do somewhat recall is that the open carts that were being brought up weren't arms or rations or anything like that. They were piles of dark stone-like material.
That's how all this started. He's using that to build the temple, or to build whatever he's building.
Could say it does sound familiar.
We should have killed him when we met him on the road.
I don't think that would have worked, knowing who he is now.
He was unconscious.
But
It
I
would have been
wasn't
easy. Just a little.
But I was not there when you first met him, so... I, at first, was more focused on seeing if you were at the end of this path with the armband. And I have every intention of taking you back home.
You see his face shift of concern. I don't think that would be a good idea, Aaron.
How do you hear someone say that about one of Vig's ideas? Because they're typically the good ones.
I have every intention of taking you back home.
I mean, intimidation or a persuasion check.
I don't.
Whatever
you
your
know
intention was behind
we'll lean toward intimidation. That's fine. That's probably just what happens with Fig. Plus, it's a better.
Probably.
Yeah, it's better anyways. Cause why not? It was more like a mom like don't argue with me tone.
That is intimidating.
15. To what ends? To rot in a cell there?
No, I don't know what yet, but Audathor and Northrail already know of your situation. The best assumption, or the best case scenario, was I bring you back alive, but the odds were likely you are one of them.
I cannot return there. There's no scenario where I'm welcome back there.
Then what do you expect me to do now?
I mean, you could just live in the wilds. You grew up that way, Fig.
That she did. The changeling of Greenwood. Stubborn as ever, aren't you?
But
Do not make me repeat myself again.
it's going to be hard to bring anybody home if the world is destroyed.
Let me do right. I've made these mistakes. The last thing I need right now is pity.
You never cared for such a thing.
Well, when it came from a little girl who was raised as a member of the elves.
A quarter your age.
I have no right to ask it. But if you want to see me return home, let me help. I've caused a great deal of pain and damage. At least let me try and remedy some of it before I leave.
That will most likely have to be up to the ones who are keeping you here.
Well, then I would hope that you would be persuasive on my behalf.
Say no more.
Just like always, just like the early days. I am always getting you out of trouble.
Malvhor, this is your friendly reminder that you're really only standing here right now because of me, so I'm not sure what
I have such a charm.
Just like I'm keeping these out of trouble too. And I point to both Malvhor and Cirion.
You see?
I'm sorry again for leaving you alone with that for so long.
My charm gets Fig to save me.
Your charm gets all of us landed in jail and results in, again, bastard children.
Yeah, who else would get strangers thrown in jail with them?
Don't forget giant spiders.
Who
And
else would
Mordor.
convince their friends to walk through Shelob's cavern? I am so charming. Look at this face.
Yeah, it's only a face a mother could punch.
Damn. We will. We will speak to them.
Thank you. Truly.
One way or another, I am taking you with me.
Let's cross that bridge when we get there, shall we?
Fine. I'll take Tonnel's dagger back. And I'm gonna hesitate again for a split second, but I'll give him one more hug.
He returns this one. Did you feel not a warm embrace, but almost cold?
And then I'll let go. And I'll kind of cup his face gently. And I'll just do forehead touch. But I'm looking down. Not quite at him. And there's an uncertain frown on my face. And then I'll let go. I've missed you. And I'm gonna turn around. And start to slowly head out.
Okay.
Yeah, Malvo's just gonna follow. He hasn't. It was awkward enough with Fig here. Without Fig, it feels like he's not supposed to be here.
Yeah, I had out too.
I'm going to investigate how deep she drove the dagger into the table I made.
Oops. Yeah, I just went just like in Hunger Games. That is mahogany.
Yeah, probably not that much.
Okay.
Tip the blade. It's a good nick. Haha.
Glad my craftsman. Glad my craftsmanship's holding up. That was
even through Fig standards.
Your
There you
blacksmith
go.
and carpenter.
Have Fig work for you for quality testing.
Oh God.
But this is going to be the way. This is going to be how the campaign ends when we all retire. Yes! It's a sideshow. I'm doing woodworking and smithing, Vig's quality testing, and we have a booth set up where you could punch Malvhor for gold.
I mean, it would be my corpse at that point, but yes.
They wouldn't know the difference.
Imagine. I just had this thought of like lock-handing Fig this like long, just like wooden board and be like, "Hey, is this straight enough?" And she just goes whoosh with her head and it breaks in half and goes, "No." It makes me smile.
But before I fully leave, being the last one out, I look back at him. Please try to leave this in one place. Most everything in here is made by me. I'd appreciate it as a personal favor.
I'll do my best.
Understandable. And then I'll close the door behind me.
Well,
as the door latches behind, and you hear like the squeak of the bed mattress, or the as you sort of hear Galad sort of relax a moment and collapse into the bed.
Fig is already like 10 feet out the door, giving herself a moment, but you can see her fists are clenched, bone knuckle, you know what I mean, bone white knuckles at the side. Just kind of looking down with a hard frown.
I'm going to I'll walk up and I'll put my hand on Fig's shoulder, so like up here, and Malvhor's gonna say, "I know that wasn't easy for you, Fig, but you were there. You helped me with Merwin and Goldwyn. I'm with you to the end. We'll get Galad taken care of."
Malvhor, it may be impossible to get him out of there.
And I look into Fig's eyes and I try to put on my most glowing smile I can. And I'm gonna say, Fig, if history has taught me anything, nothing is without hope. Look at us. Who would have thought I'd still be alive? After going through the Shelops cave twice, going to Barad-dûr, and facing off against the vampires.
There are still moments I can't believe we did that.
But we did. And we'll do this too. Together, nothing can stop us. Separate, most things can't stop you.
You're right. I'm gonna roll my shoulders back, do a quick neck crack, and suddenly just be tall Fig again. And just go, the impossible has already happened with miracles and everything. What's another few more?
Yeah, what's another few more miracles? Ha! That's the spirit, Fig.
I am tired.
Yes, we are supposed to get some sleep because we have an early morning with Nethel.
Oh, do we? What time of day is it? I don't even remember.
I don't know, you're in a mountain.
Time doesn't really matter down here.
Time was already an illusion. What is it, especially in a mountain?
I'm sorry, it was that super calm delivery from Brian that just broke me. Oh, no, you're in a mountain.
So let's go get some rest, and we'll meet up with Nethel in the morning, and we'll discuss how we break into an ancient temple that's guarded by every evil in Middle Earth.
And
well,
here
me,
I
so
thought.
your odds are a little bit better this time.
Oh yeah.
And here I thought nothing would be worse than the giant spider.
Ooh.
Dig a little deeper into my table next time, and I'll show you something a little worse than a giant spider I show you, Vig.
Oh, Fig just raises her one eyebrow in like total curiosity and am I about to take this challenge because I'm interested? It's like a ooh, do tell.
It's one of those, I don't have a whole lot to my name, so everything in there was made by me, and I'd really prefer it stay in one piece.
I am sorry, I did
You're
not
fine.
know.
You didn't know, exactly.
Perhaps I can... never mind, I don't know how to fix it.
You don't need to, it's fine. I already investigated the damage. No charge.
But I...
Yep, got Brian.
No charge.
But I do feel like I have to thank you further for giving me this armband, since it's what led me to a lost friend.
Arguably a few. Can't say I'd have ever thought to use as a homing beacon for me as well, but I genuinely knew nothing about it. Other than the design, obviously.
The world certainly does work in strange ways.
Malvho's continued breathing. It's all I need for miracles proof.
Wait till you see me turn into a bear.
Speaking of turning in, it's past my bedtime.
Malvhor needs an old man nap.
I need sleep. Not nap. I need a full fucking night's beauty rest.
That's true. That's right. Fig didn't sleep well the night prior, so she'll be all for trying to rest.
Okay. Is anybody doing anything before retiring?
Just strumming my harp a little bit before bed. Nothing wild.
No, too frazzled and tired to meditate, so Fig is just gonna be a heaping sigh of relief, confusion, and what the fuck as she tries to go to bed.
I was gonna ask if this counts as a short rest, but I don't need one.
I was like, you guys had a long rest on the way in. So this is just a narrative rest.
Woo!
All right. So you all are shown to some of the small side carved out rooms, sort of actually nearby where Locke's room / Galad's holding cell is for the night. And you all turn in. Beds are better than what you actually probably expected to be in a cave, but it's sure as hell beats sleeping out under the stars on the road. Of course, unless that's something you enjoy.
Oh.
Malvhor.
Oh!
Oh god. Oh no.
Something's happening to me!
Goodness.
Yeah!
You said last session you were happy to not be in the spotlight.
Do the rest of us need to headsets off?
Nope. Because you're not in the room at the time that this
Gotcha.
happens. So
Okay.
An assassin sneaks in.
Or am I?
you have a heart attack and die.
God damn.
D100.
I'm almost legit for a second.
Your head finds purchase on the straw pillow, and takes you a bit being so far away from home in such a short period of time. You don't feel like you've felt like you've had roots down in a really long time after going to Greenwood and now to here in a moment's notice. You think on Merwin and Laura and Goldwyn, hoping that the course of events thus far hasn't terribly caused a different path for them to walk than that might be best for them. You struggle a bit, but you do eventually fall asleep. And in that sleep, for the first time in a while, your dreams return to you. The silver-haired warrior in black armor now seems to take the shape in your mind of the elf that you've just met. You see them darting between tree to tree, shifting almost like a shadow, and in a moment darting out in one quick move, cutting down several other humanoid-looking figures with a spray of crimson decorating the floor. The vision itself fades and shifts, and you find yourself awash in an endless black void. At times, you see flashes of blue that are followed by an immense feeling of heat that becomes unbearable as it just seems to feel like it gets closer and closer. Then you see a stone-like floor that has nondescript, faceless individuals that your mind either doesn't want to apply a personal feeling to anyone, or if there's actual meaning behind this. But you see dozens of individuals on their knees looking out upon a pedestal with a large, almost dais, obelisk. Your brain's unsure of what shape is supposed to take hold here, but there is a glimmer of orangish, yellow, cracking lightning that just sort of scatters out, that seems miles away, but every now and again gets closer and almost strikes near these individuals. You see at the top of this dais a pale woman with pulled back brunette hair. The facial features themselves don't seem to come in other than various tattoos and markings across the face. Dressed in elegant looking robes, she seems to have her hands outstretched across this captive audience. It all fades once more, and your vision returns to the void. And in that darkness, the longer you stare, the more you swear you see something. And just before you wake, you see the grinning yellow smile of Mordu. And so we're gonna take a break.
Oh.
How does he go back to calm after describing that as like the yellow smile of Mordu? And that's we're gonna take a break.
I'm so tired. That was such. It was like 5 minutes into that whole thing with Galad, and I felt my whole body like shake with like anger and upset, and I was like, too much in character. Oh shit.
No
And now I'm
thing.
tired. Oh boy. Time to stress eat, no big deal.
It's hard being a ruler, but it is good to own land.
Ooh, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear. I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear.
With haste.
I'm a bear.
Pack. We need
Right.
to leave.
I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a bear. Look at me bearing around.
Burn! And latch onto you. You take 5 shadow damage.
This is not the hug I wanted. All right, let's make attacks at him.
Roll them dice.
You missed my birthday, bitch.
Be all right, Heidi. Everything.
Gerda, I have a couple of questions.
Yes,
Take your little mouth, Gerda. You've said enough already.
Probably go up on sale tomorrow. My donut! I got it. I lost it. I dropped my donut.
Now, where do they keep mapsies? Regards.
Oh, come on! Oh, well, guess I'll just kill myself. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so I think
Are we there yet?
that way might work.
Are we there yet?
Kevin, you're fired.
Don't have us talk amongst ourselves then.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a role-playing game.
Beyond your years, my lady. I really wanted the bird. Someone get me a bird. Someone go on a hunt and get me a bird. Someone get me a bird. Your Majesty, the acclaimed playwright. Hello?
My queen, a gift from the Southlands.
That's a bird!
You're welcome, my lady. Just know which house gave that to you.
Oh my god. Chat is screaming at you now. Wow.
Said the thespian.
Meh. Oh no.
In Lindsayisms.
Audience meh? Chat meh? Oh my god.
I think you've lost it.
I need to stop doing things on stream. Adventure.
Now let's take a moment here and listen in to the teams mic'd up.
That's mine. Fuck you!
We're gonna get a quest from Win. What kind of shady stuff is he involved with?
The fangs of
In my
smog.
younger years, I was a master assassin. I have made lots of enemies.
Kiss
All right, this is a
ass.
send it one.
Yeah, it's ascended, but it's all about timing and finesse. Not like that, you fuck! Don't you dare, you son of a bitch! Why? Why do you do this to me? Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? I'm just trying to jump to the fucking... I just wanna get up. Just let me get to the ledge. Just fucking let me get to the ledge. I swear to fucking God. Just let me get to the goddamn... Thank you! God! Talking about that earlier. I found the code.
Where? I want to see where it's hidden.
It was behind the gate.
Like we suspected all along.
Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Taking a break.
Duck.
There is a pause button, you know.
Duck.
Just took a bit
Yes,
of
those are all the clues I would have used, which is why I got really excited.
She claims that she is of a particular tribe of hobbits. What is that tribe?
Crap. Oh, man, it's on the tip of my tongue. I really gotta start taking notes. I think Brian's doing this. Start making me take notes like this motherfucker. You know what? The Green Tribe.
Incorrect.
Written down.
Okay, fine. I'll start taking more notes. Fuck y'all.
Just like that. Health back. Go back. How is everyone? I'm doing. Why are they back?
You hear something.
Thank God I am half in the tank.
Can you read it?
Yes.
All right, hit me.
More than this to stop
Okay, I'm gonna do my best to describe these. These are hard. Okay. Especially because I'm a little tipsy. So the first symbol is a blob with no hat. Does that make sense?
Apparently not.
And just a common tax for the patricians. Sire, no, it's poison! It's poison, you say? Ow.
Take a look at this map. Want a better look? Oh, look at that. Can I jump into this?
Gravity take over, but there's that. How the hell do I get... Oh shit! Oh shit, I'm sorry! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it!
I feel like, maybe I shouldn't, but... every time I use my inspiration, it goes down by 1.
We need to rest in peace.
I'm gonna stop using my inspiration.
Oh, you're asleep on the job! Oh, you fool. You absolute fool. Poor fellow. Well, it'll be really unfortunate if he wakes up. Oh. Oh, uh-huh. Shit. Shit. He's awake. He's awake. He's awake. He's awake. Fuck you. Go back to sleep. Fill out into fur as her whole form begins to shift slowly into one massive adult brown bear. Ooh. Rise, Vigdis Erendil Bjornsdatter.
Oh boy.
And bear the name of your father, Bjorn, as you are now the matriarch of your kin, the protectors of the forest, and those that will hold this land across that. From this moment on, your people will be known as the Bjornings.
Oh shit!
I'm a bear!
I shall stand with you. Shit, you're on your own.
Salutations, listeners. My name is Professor Benjamin O'Toole of the Waterdeep University and Arcane Institute. I'm known for being an educator, philanthropist, gentleman, adventurer, researcher, and now a conservationist. I wish to express my concern as of late in regards to the dwindling population of the majestic owlbear. These beautiful creatures are all too often poached and hunted by so-called adventuring parties for resources like hides, arcane focuses, foci, and experience. Here at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation, we are making a difference with our foster and breeding programs by taking in orphaned cubs? No, chicks. Juvenile owlbears. Our volunteers work closely with the owlbears in our care until they are of age and suitable for the reintroduction to the wild. Without our, and potentially your, intervention in this matter, owlbears could very well disappear from our force. So, how can you help us in our effort in preserving the Aves mammalia? You can get involved in this effort by symbolically adopting one of our owlbear juveniles. Your donation will go straight to their support and care. Take a tour of our facilities and read our various literatures to educate yourself on this wonderful creature. Write to the lord or lady of your land and encourage policies that protect such wildlife. Learn Druidic magic and swear to the safeguard of the wilds and all the creatures that live inside of it, vowing to the defense against the brutal adventuring parties who go hunting for these gentle creatures in such a barbaric manner. And in that vow, you follow an ancient Druidic path that eventually leads you to the spirit of the forest, and they bestow upon you the power to take back the lands that once belonged to the beast and the bird that roam upon this realm. Recycle. Please help us in this noble effort. For more information, please direct all correspondence via a sending spell to the Office of Conservation at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation. For inquiries regarding my research, Adventuring Days, my latest publication, speaking opportunities, private lessons, book club, and knitting circle.
And we're back. Real quick, so our voting in Discord has been closed since we started the stream, and it looks like, as I look at the votes now for the game giveaway for the month of October for our Twitch subscribers, it looks like the Outer Worlds has it. Outer Worlds, Spacer's Choice. So one of our lucky subscribers this month will get that game over to them. So cool. Other than that, no Friday stream this week, and where is it? No Sunday stream as well. If you guys were in the story time on Saturday, I will do that again this week, though I plan on doing it on Thursday because I will not be here on Saturday, so I don't want to
stoked.
Push it off. So we will do part 2 of Chasing Shadows Genesis Thursday night. We'll aim for 7 o'clock as well as that we did on Saturday. So we'll keep going with that, and I hope everyone who was there enjoyed it. And if anyone missed it, I'm doing Spooky Story all of October in Discord. So come in and jump in and hear Spooky Story.
Or just go buy the audiobook.
And still listen to him, yeah.
Exactly.
Great book.
You can do that as well.
It's so good.
Hey.
I pre-ordered
Still not going to
the
listen to it on its own until I've heard you finish this one, but...
The live reading is going to be different than the audiobook just because, I'm not pressed for time or editing or going...
Post-editing.
That take was bad. Let me do that again. So, you're getting the live, unfiltered, unabridged.
I know. I'm still waiting for my pre-order of the second book to come in, even though it's published today and other people are getting their books, and I'm like, what is mine?
I got my last Audible credit on that sucker.
I spent an obligatory one because I have like 6 sitting there.
Yeah, I had a few sitting there. I spent the rest on The Witcher, and then I was like, I have 1 left, and I saw the Chasing Shadows one coming up. I'm like, yes, let's go.
You ready to get down finally, buddy?
All right, so let's get back into it. As with no real connection to what time it is in the caves of the Avari, you all get a restful night's sleep within reason. I'll leave that up to your own interpretations.
I didn't get any sleep because of y'all.
You all awake the next morning into the dark and glittering caves of the Avari, and find yourselves refreshed. Some maybe with a little bit more to think about than they did 24 hours ago. But the day is yours.
So I'm just gonna come out with it. Yeah, I had another dream.
Another dream of
a woman, specifically.
Okay. so Sarah, come like sit back. Continue.
Specifically of the woman Galad mentioned, the one who's in the temple.
Nah, that's boring.
Yeah,
not boring.
I just tilt my head at Cirion going like, what is wrong with you?
I believe she was in the middle of, in my vision, of conducting, whatever ritual they have planned. There were kneeling people around an obelisk, and there was orange and yellow lightning filling the sky.
Are we too late then?
No. Not by any means.
If any luck, it means we still have time.
believe my visions are more of a guide or warning, not of things that have yet come to pass.
Oh, dear Lord, he's going senile now.
I've been there for a while, Locke.
Man, I feel boring amongst you lot. We got a bear, we got a fucking fortune teller, and this our elf friend, like...
That's it, elf friend. that's what makes him special. That's what makes Locke special.
Part of the Avari,
the jokester about old man jokes.
You're not gonna remark on his remarkable craftsmanship?
I mean, it's pretty remarkable, yes, but...
It did survive a knife stab.
Oh, you're talking about the furniture.
So you also noticed in Locke's attire the other day that the armor, the leather armor that he has been wearing, is much different than what you originally met him with, and it seems to have an air of refinement around it.
Does it smell like magic?
Give me a perception check.
I was joking, but you asked for a check, so I'm going to give you one.
He also survived a nasty fall
20.
that I don't know if any of us could have survived.
20. You sniff the air, and a moment later, you sort of close your eyes and like take in all of the senses that the air brings, and then you open your eyes and go, I don't know what magic smells like.
I wasted a 19, natural 19
I was
for
gonna
that.
say, that's what you spend a 20 on.
Yes.
That checks, though. Does it not? He's gonna get a high roll on something he has like no modifier in.
And then when I roll my plus 11 persuasion, it's gonna be like a 2.
Oh. Oh my god. Well, I'm just gonna pour another glass.
I gotta do something interesting compared to these lads.
So, I just get the feeling that we can't wait on this temple thing. We're gonna have to figure out a way to hit it, and hit it hard and soon rather than later.
I agree, because Mordu was expecting us to go south to Umbar,
And we tricked him.
I'm sure he would know by now we did not do that.
Wild idea. What if we just bamboozled everybody and went to Bree?
Oh my god.
But no, I did
didn't survive the trip.
Bree,
I did have a legitimate wild idea that I wasn't going to bring up, but now that we're on the subject of wild ideas, if you remember...
What do you mean on the subject of it? It was solely brought up by you in the first place.
It doesn't matter, we're on the subject now. It doesn't matter who brought it up. That wasn't the question. But, if you remember a long time ago, you were with us, Locke. We heard that there was a little civil war amongst the Orcseas. That the Witch King was jockeying for power against the mouth of Sauron. And I was racking my brain, like, how did Mordu end up fucked up in the forest? And it's that. And so I wonder if there's some way we could, like, pit their forces against each other so we can really ruin Mordu's plans. But, you know, the last time I dealt with someone nefarious, it didn't work out too well, so...
Do I, as he's rambling, like, do I know of the Witch King and the history part he's talking about as someone raised by elves and stuff? Would that be something I was maybe potentially taught by Northriel?
Which part? Who the Witch King is?
Yes, and the and the event he just described of the Witch King being against the mouth of Sauron.
We were all together when that one happened.
No?
So as far as like the Witch King is concerned, you can give me a history check. The Civil War part was actually a misinterpretation.
Oh, was it?
Oh.
I believe it was. If I never revealed this, then I'm misremembering. But I believe Tonnel provided clarification that was actually them.
Oh, that was the vampires?
Oh, the vampires in the... Yeah. Okay.
The only reports people were seeing between the rangers were that orcs were fighting orcs.
Ooh.
So the assumption was there was a power play being made, but that is not the case.
Well, that doesn't...
So,
that...
regardless, I'm still gonna roll with what Malvhor said.
Regardless, Malvhor already said it's a bad
really
idea.
Close to you. I'm gonna get really close to you.
And then I'm going to get a little closer.
Kneel down a little bit so that I can see you eye to eye.
Be careful,
You
Locke.
realize where we are, correct? And you
Yes.
realize that you just stated anything related to siding with one of the leaders of the enemy's armies.
Now, if we go back and...
No. Stop talking.
I mean, I never stop talking, but go on.
I've been given... You saying stupid things like that is bound to even get me killed. Never suggest it again. Thank you.
Oh my.
I've lived more than 40 of your lifetimes already. I'd like to live another 40. And she will not let that happen if she hears speaks like that. Are we clear?
I merely suggested exploiting...
Yes or
our...
no?
You know what? No.
I smack him
my
upside
God.
the head and turn around.
Malvhor dies.
His neck breaks.
Finally, I'm rid of him! No.
Ooh.
And that was the end of the campaign. Malvhor was actually the main villain the entire time. Good night, everybody.
Oh my god, yes.
Anyway.
You guys kept thinking I was brash and stupid making these decisions, but look at what I've done now.
Anyway, like I said...
Who's the bad idea guy now?
Like I said, wild ideas, never gonna happen. We need to actually talk about what we're really gonna do, and that's meet up with Nethel. I have to show her this map. And we gotta talk about how we'll get into that temple.
But, I mean, if we perhaps play it correctly, there could be an idea of disrupting the activity at the temple by causing those within to go against each other in one way or another.
The vibe... Sorry, that's not language in Middle-earth. The idea I got from Galad...
I do vibe checks all the time.
The idea I got from Galad was that everyone in the forest is sort of on the same team, on the same side, so I don't think within that structure there's going to be much exploitation we can leverage. I think we're just going to have to get in there, and at the very least kill this woman, and figure out if there's a way to just really make Mordu pissed by ruining whatever he's doing there. But Galad said the force is filled with all kinds of enemies, so the idea of us four successfully getting there, doing that, and then escaping by ourselves, I feel like little slim. It'd be great to have the Avari at our backs.
I mean, I have pretty good feeling about at least 3 of us getting out of there.
Yeah, Cirion, I'm sorry. It's not looking good for you. The odds are against you.
Cirion kind of just like shrugs his shoulders like, if I had to go, I guess.
Judging by our fight with the Wayne Riders.
Sorry, I didn't hide behind a tent and just pop shots off. I actually want to go out and help my friend.
Hey, like I
Okay.
said, at the
bear
time,
was fine.
you fought like a dragon. You were the fiercest warrior I've seen.
That does make me wonder, though, if perhaps there's a way to get the creatures of the forest to go against the temple. I wonder if Yavanna has that kind of power.
Hey, that's between you and Yavanna. I don't have a way to talk to her. Apparently you do.
I might ask. I don't know. But that would be an extra wild idea.
Yeah,
Now,
it
see,
is
that
wild.
kind of wild idea I can get behind.
It's a good thing you weren't
Becoming
here.
a horrifying version of Snow White and telling them all to attack.
It's a good thing you weren't here when we went to Baraduro.
Oh my god.
I look forward to the story of that one day, because I'm fairly certain that if I had been with you, you wouldn't have gone.
Oh, 100%
No.
we wouldn't have.
It would not have happened. We
100%.
would have gone to the Greenwood first.
But, I mean, when you weren't here, there was a power vacuum, and I just sort of sucked it up.
Oh, you suck, all right.
Oh, jeez.
Just kidding.
I know for a fact you could hit him in the head hard enough to render him no voice in any decision making. Just throwing it out.
I did have a warhammer for a time.
I did yell at him after that.
Good.
And told him to not make a decision like that without us again.
Oh, he made the decision alone.
To be fair, I was in a place where I was going to attempt it whether they came with me or not, and I convinced them to come with me.
We had decided on one plan, and then he went to tell Laura and Goldwyn about it, only to come back to us and choose the other plan instead, and had us
Because they
agree with him or not in front of Laura and Goldwyn.
They made very good points, and I said if you want to do something else, we're gonna have to say that to Goldwyn's face.
He cornered us.
That's some loaded language.
You cornered us.
Locke, if I'm gonna continue adventuring with him any longer, and it might be a year, it might be a couple, I might need some help with some armor, judging by how yours looks.
Hey.
I mean, I think
next opportunity we have, I'd be more than happy to look at most of your equipment and see what we can do.
Ah, so nice having a supportive friend.
Oh, good.
Jokingly saying. Jokingly saying.
My axe is starting to dull.
Yeah,
God, the party's gonna make us have to take like 6 freaking fellowship phases for me to get us equipped for the end game.
So I'm gonna like half unsheath my sword and go, I wonder if the Avari around here can at least like a glyph or something on the blade. I'd like to change up the look a little bit.
Oh,
I assume... a chisel and hammer. What would you like?
I look at the sword, look at him, it's like, shing. It's like, can you put the name on it in Sindar?
The name of...
My sword. Vendaris. Sorry. I didn't know that's where we're going. Sorry. I thought I said the name, that's my fault.
You know Sindar.
So the next time we have a little bit of downtime, I'll get that done.
Yeah, but I don't know how to put it on the sword. Just want to pip the blade out. Nothing special.
I assume my history check does jack. At this point.
You know of the Nazgul. You don't know any of the specifics.
Okay.
Well, off to Nethel then.
Yes.
I suppose so.
And so we go by the barracks and the mustering field.
Okay.
The drought here.
You make your way out from your quarters and head back into the main cavern that sort of opens up to the inner small lake that sort of reflects the pseudo starlight of the crystals within the cave. You head over towards that more yellowish brazier flame that Nithel pointed out the other day near the barracks in the mustering field. You talk with one of the Avari guards there, who was informed of your timely arrival, and directs you around the back as you follow a path and you go down sort of like a winding not a winding, a very short, carved out staircase that opens up into almost like a small amphitheater type of construction. If anyone's familiar with like Greek and Roman theaters, it's sort of like that on a very, very small scale. Down in the center is a sort of large table that has a map of the region and various things placed upon it. And you see Nithil and a few other Avari standing around it.
Good morning. Hello. Hope we're not intruding.
She looks up from the map and then over to the other two Avari and just nods. And they gather their things and walk off. If you were going to be intruding, you would have done it yesterday.
Fair point. Arison told me that you'd be very interested in this. And I pull out the map that I stole and I unfurl it, I guess over top their map. Because that's the only place.
Just move all the markers that they carefully placed. Just hold on, excuse me here.
We're shove it all off the tape. No.
Oh, did this take you hours to play? Sorry, this is more important.
But I find a place, I unfurl the map that I don't disturb too much. And I say, we acquired this map from when we took out a Wayne Rider outpost that was harassing Arison. And we took it from the captain of the camp and the Easterling advisor who was there. And it had these 3 particular areas marked. I don't know if this is new intel for you or not, but I believe the area in the forest, I believe, is of our utmost interest. That is where Mordu and his forces are sending everyone they capture as either workers or sacrifices to an ancient tomb to bring darkness to the world and ruin everything. Specifically what they're trying to achieve, their end goal eludes us still. The process, not as much. And I have reason to believe these 2 other areas are forward encampments of some sort. Although my intel on those are a bit less developed. And Arison said you would have interest in where your enemy strikes from. So I thought in good faith I would bring you this information.
It is not like the Wayne Riders to put down roots. They are nomadic by nature. So these 2 here along the sea are definitely intriguing. Scouts have not returned in some time. So these areas might be worth checking out in finer detail. Or avoiding. Depending on, of course, what the goal is. This region here in the forest, if memory serves, as she looks over towards the lock, this is roughly where you left Palando, is it not?
Would be correct.
Oh no.
That is most concerning. We've been receiving reports for some time of some woman coming up from the south to take control of the rabble that are out here.
Yeah, pale brunette hair, tied up.
Something to that effect. We know very little about her. Other than her name is Dolwen.
Wait.
What was that?
I have a letter signed by her.
You have what?
We recovered it with the map. It's a message from her to the Rainwiders. I didn't know the name at the time, but it's a simple message. It just says a large number of snagas are required for construction and offering.
Still required. Then it does not sound like they have completed whatever it is they've done.
Not yet, but if we let it go too long, who knows when it will be complete. Now, here's the hard part. That forest, from what I've gathered, and Locke might be able to, and you as well might be able to attest to this firsthand, is teeming with forces of shadow. Easterlings, Wainriders, Orcs. Getting to the temple is going to be difficult.
You speak the truth. This region is very unfriendly. And it has been some time for an age.
Well,
what do you propose?
Well, anyone can speak up if they think I'm not speaking with the best interests in mind. But I propose a joint effort between us and the Avari. I think between the two of us, we will be able to pierce the force to the temple and destroy the leadership there, putting a stop or to whatever they're trying to achieve. If we play our cards right, we may be able to shadow whatever alliance exists between these three factions.
That is a lot of resources to propose, with not a lot of intelligence to go on.
You get used to that when you're working with him.
Well, and now comes the part where we talk about what you need. Do we need to go out and gather more intelligence? Is there something we can do to help take the heat off of your people? To free up some resources?
Our current advantage lies in the forest. My priority right now is retrieving Palando. I fear without his assistance, any further attempts on the temple would be in vain.
What are the chances Palando's being kept at the temple?
Could be high. We do not know.
So, it sounds like to me...
Sounds like we need to head back to where I had last left him.
That's just what I was thinking. Stage 1 to me, step 1 is finding Palando.
Granted, it's against his orders, but...
Last I checked, I give the orders. I've been on this.
You realize you put me in between a rock and a hard place with that, correct? He's a wizard.
Yes, and for the majority of the time in Middle-earth, they spent in Valinor.
True. No need to shoot daggers.
Believe me, I appreciate Palando and Molinta, or Alatar, wizards in their names. And that is why we have to get him back. He might have a greater understanding of what's going on, and he could very well be the tip of the spear.
That sounds like an amazing idea. Any other idea where he might be, or is Locke the last person who saw
Pretty much
him?
relying on me.
Palando set out from here with 2 others. Locke and another one of my company. The other returned with the prisoner. I'm sure you all had a fine conversation with last night.
Any chance,
Honestly, went better than I expected.
Locke, any chance Galad might know where Palando is?
You suggest something very dangerous.
You know quite literally as much about this fallen kin as I do, to be frank. So I have no idea.
Well, it sounds like Locke is our best lead for Palando.
I'm curious. You suggested. What leads you to believe that he might know something?
Because
and let alone something that you can trust.
I know a
You
bit.
see, trust is something that is very fickle around here.
It is. I know a bit of Galad's background and how he ended up where he is, which gives us a unique perspective to judge what he says for our own trustworthiness. We are not asking you to act on anything we gather from him. It would be ourselves putting our own lives in danger. The ultimate goal is to rescue Palando, and the only reason I bring up Galad is because you said Locke and Palando and this third Avari left, and when they returned, they did not return with Palando, but instead with Galad.
The other companion returned with Galad, and then weeks later, Locke returned.
So I guess Locke, were you in the forest? Were you separated from your companion? You and Palando?
Yes. We directed our companion to take Galad back, and I was sent in an entirely different direction.
So Palando was with you when you
Dear
met
God, I
Galad.
cannot remember off the top of my head why.
You carried on with Palando. Palando
That's right. Okay.
urged the 2 of you to stay your blades to Galad, against both of your judgments, and essentially drew short straws of who was going to return him to Nithil, and then you carried on with Palando.
Thank you. There's the big difference between reading it and actively role-playing it. It doesn't stay as fresh in the brain.
Oh, yes.
So yes, we sent him back and I continued on with Palando. But, and I do look over to Nithil, it was Palando that told us not to kill him. And...
A wizard said not to kill Galad.
The wizard said not to kill Galad, and our friend here has, as we had already alluded to, we confirmed last night, a personal connection. And honestly, she's not exactly one to be swayed purely by emotion. So if she can back up trusting any information he may have, I'm willing to throw my weight behind that. Again, as the Walking Corpse has said, we would not ask you or any of yours to risk yourselves in this. It would be solely us.
That is the thing. I won't ask anything of anyone if I'm not willing to do it myself or sacrifice something in return. If you are all willing to do this, then I must be willing to do something for you. Somebody, probably Malvhor, because he sort of let it. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Yes, time to roll that natural 3.
Don't fuck up! Don't fuck up! Don't fuck up!
Ooh. 16. That's a 5. I should burn. I feel like I should burn my inspiration. Actually, no.
Don't.
Can
time.
Can I? No, wait. Can I use my discourse here, to be friendly with Nithil? That requires Nithil to make a wisdom saving throw.
And here we come across the first NPC with legendary resistance.
Creature makes
Jesus
an opposing
Christ,
wisdom
terrifying.
saving throw. I make a persuasion, deception, or intimidation check with advantage. If I succeed, they're friendly to me. I don't know if this will help me, actually. Never mind. I thought it gave me advantage on this roll, but it gives me advantage on making them friendly to me. So you know what? I'm burning my inspiration. What you gonna do? You gonna stop me?
Please don't roll lower.
I rolled a
don't roll
5.
lower.
The chances of me rolling lower are so much less.
You said the
Yeah,
same
we
thing
have so
last
many
time when you rolled a 3 and then you rolled a 2.
Wait,
There's a clip of it.
I know. What was that? DM?
When you were saying, like, I rolled a 5, the chances of me of rolling lower are still there.
They're still there. But you know what? I'm gonna risk it.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say alternatively, can I roll it at advantage given my relationship? But
That's up for the group to argue who wants to do it.
The odds are in my favor.
No, let
they're
Matt
not.
do what he wants.
let Matt do what he wants, exactly.
I mean, I already made the
my
first
God.
roll. 25.
Okay.
25.
First time for everything.
Matt, you make me so nervous.
You spent some time I've had last night speaking with the prisoner. I'm curious of any insights the lot of you may have gleaned, or even your opinion.
In general, or
Whatever you be willing to share.
My opinion, for whatever it's worth,
not much.
is Galad seems repentant, but broken. The masters who held his old leash lie dead, slain by us. And this newfound freedom he is experiencing, he does not know what to do with it. Although he does wish to make right his wrongs. If Fig, you believe him. You talked to him. Am I correct in my assessment?
His heart has always been in the right place. I look down and kind of finger through the ribbon at the end of my axe a little bit. It is just an event that did not work in his favor, that led to him like this.
I say, if he wishes to try and right his wrongs, that he's given the chance to do so under our supervision. No one but us would be at risk then, and we have the most sway and pull with him.
You gleaned all this in a few hours.
Well, I have the advantage of knowing Fig, who has known him longer than I have. And like I said, we slew his masters. The ones who turned him into what he is.
And what do you say, changeling?
I will add that you may take comfort also in that if he does in the end try anything, he will be dealt with personally by me.
Give me a persuasion check.
Can I argue advantage from help from me?
This is purely on her last statement.
Can I give her inspiration or a gift die?
You certainly may before she gets
I'm,
that
I'm,
rolling.
I'm giving you a gift die.
I'm hovering over it.
I'm giving you a gift die.
Is it a D10?
It's a
No.
D8. I just give you.
I keep thinking it's a 10.
Not yet.
Shit.
Well, let's hope roll an 8. It's that easy.
I did roll an 8, technically. You had to say something.
I mean, technically, you didn't.
There is hesitation in your voice.
There is always hesitation to an unappreciated thought. But when it comes to survival, there is only one thought that matters. And it is your own safety in life, and those who try to wrong you go down.
And could you do that? In the last moment, in the moonlight, fangs bared. I need to know that you can do that.
I'm gonna take a deep breath, puff my chest out a little, roll my shoulders back, and my arms were folded, so I put them down my side, lean in slightly, and go. There have already been times when I never wanted to deal such a blow. But in order to survive and stay alive, I had to, and if I must, I will do it again.
She just holds your stare.
The world will give and the world will take. And ultimately, in the end, in one day, we all return to the earth. So be it, whatever happens.
It has been her mantra for a very long time.
And it has served her very well.
I can see around you the very essence of the Valor. You carry with you one of their blessings, which is not something I've seen in a very long time.
I do. And we are also acquainted with other wizards.
Yeah, Palando will be our third.
Yes. 5, I am told, walk these lands. But do not put all your trust in the Maya. They are not all good.
My point is that there is more power behind us than it may initially seem. And we have the means to make do what needs to be done.
I will give you all this. You think yourselves very bold, yes?
Yeah.
Only the one that talks a lot.
Yeah, we are. We're very bold.
Been here for a few hours and make demands and suggestions.
I'd like to think it's, well, we're pursuing a partnership here. It's a give and take.
Indeed. But that is definitely one way to go about being welcomed into someone's home, isn't that?
I am sorry that this is a complicated matter. But we all have been dealt, what's the phrase? Cards that do not make a good hand or options for any of us. And I can know that we are all just trying to make best with what we can.
You do not know the truth that statement carries. Atwa? She speaks off to the side and another Avari comes around. She rattles off something in Exaliquenya. He nods and marches off. Things are beginning to seem desperate. And we do not have enough information. And that is what Win was. I need to know. You come here on the winds of Alata. We lose Palando, albeit momentarily. And the enemy gathers in the forest. You have some semblance of an idea of what they're up to, but not the reason. You have provided some insight that has been escaping us for some time. Which is very timely. She looks over at each one of you, lingering her sight on you for maybe about 2 seconds before moving on to the next. Can I trust you?
If you can't, then Yavanna chose a poor champion.
I was just gonna say yes. We'll get Palando back. And let that be a sign of your trust earned.
The way I see it, there are 3 ways you can probably go about this. Based on the map that you've provided, you believe that there is some fortification, camp, or what have you, fortified around the sea here and here. You can either go through them, around them, or ignore them completely. You could sail across the sea and go straight to the other shore. The sea is not something we've traversed much. We do not know the patrols. We do not know what dangers might be lurking out there. But the things we need to understand. What are they trying to accomplish? and who is pulling the strings. And more importantly, their captains. The sorceress, from our understanding, is not the leader of the entire group. She holds power, yes, but she does most of whatever it is the bitch does.
Well, I mean,
Orcs have come up from the south and have begun taking command of some legion or what have you. The dragonettes are new to this region. That is perhaps the single most terrifying thing. A dragonet, something as young as this, has not been seen in millennia. What that means should terrify every single one of you. The great worms have not been seen. Most have been destroyed in the Vorwrath. And here these ones are. Just tread lightly. And by the Valar's grace, come back in one piece. We've only just arrived. And I still haven't formed a full opinion on you all. I would very much like to have the chance to do that.
Like confused look.
I speak to the majority, look.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on Locke?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, this is gonna be like a natural fucking 20. Watch.
That would be great.
Nope, it's 15.
It's because you spent your 20 on trying to sniff magic.
No, do you see this? Like, every time I roll my persuasion check, it's like a 4 or a 5. Like,
Yep.
I roll perception
You're the
for
king of it.
anything. Oh my gosh.
15.
Unbelievable.
He's a fine warrior, and an Avari in his own rights, though definitely not by lineage.
Thank you for the compliment.
Can I do an insight check to see if there's like a spark of something more?
You certainly may.
No, I can't tell.
11. I'm gonna whisper you something.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
BRB remoting into Matt's computer.
Yeah.
All Malvhor's gonna do is he's gonna look to Locke and he's gonna do like a half smirk and he's not gonna say anything else.
One question.
Yes.
I am starting to hear the word changeling about me more often. What does it mean exactly?
Changeling is someone that was raised by the elves, but of not their own. Someone they took in and made as part of them. Though despite your outward appearance, the way you walk, the way you carry yourself, and the force thinking that you do demonstrate in conversations are definitely akin to other elves. You might not have born one, but you were definitely accepted as one. And it is on that purpose that I accept you. And I am entrusting this one, as Galad comes around the corner, into your charge. He will accompany you. I yield to the notion that he might have valuable intelligence on the region and could be a very powerful ally. And if you've already killed 2 vampires, a 3rd one should be no problem. So, I do think if that time comes, the hesitation might kill you. As Galad sort of turns the corner and comes slowly walking down with the other Avari guard behind him, and you see Galad now donned in that black armor and a couple of a leather pouch and a glass vial on his belt, and a single sword sheathed on his back.
I understand the situation.
I am taking a huge risk doing this. I am trusting a lot of you, and I am trusting Palando for a reason. This one lives.
For what it may be worth. So are we.
Desperate times. As a show of good faith, as she turns to Galad, before I turn you over to them, you must share with me some bit of information that we should know. You've spent many a time among the enemy. Surely in recent months, you have some semblance of an idea of what's going on over there. A month or so ago, a shipment from Mordor, along with a handful of orcs, probably roughly about a company or so, was heading into the forest that I observed. Several large iron cages, to which now I believe contained some of the dragon nets. The head of this company was an orc that appeared to have seen his fair share of war, which leads me to believe that he may very well be the commanding captain of the orc forces in the region. I followed them, observed them. I did not have orders at the time to kill them. But the captain was at the front riding a Caragor. It was a darkish yellow, green skin, stout individual. A cut of black mohawk hair. And a sharp piece of iron jammed through his right thigh in place of where the leg was supposed to be. I heard some of the rabble amongst them refer to him as Captain Uzrul. I'm not familiar with this captain. But for their sake, I'll say I believe you. So, we has a woman from the south and a captain of Mordor in a shrouded forest. If I can speak up again. There's more. The woman, I believe, is to be a black Numenorian. She was probably exiled some time ago, but she, from my understanding, is a very powerful sorceress and has taken to the matters of potentially teaching some magic to those that are capable of it, some orcs. And that I was seen demonstrated among that orc company as riding sort of in the middle with a staff was an individual by the name of Thula.
Thula!
I forgot about him.
Real quick, we haven't heard of Captain Oozroll before, have we?
You haven't heard the name before.
But we've heard of Thula!
Okay.
My
The description
good.
didn't sound familiar either.
It sounded very familiar.
That's what I thought. And then the name.
My good friend Thula.
You would recall that the description that was just given for the captain
I know someone with a
was
missing
an
leg.
orc that greeted and spoke with you at the gates of Cirith Ungol.
Oh.
Oh, I said Bardur
That's
earlier.
right.
I meant Cirith Ungol.
Yeah, no, every NPC was really raising their eyebrows going, the fuck?
Oh, that was the one that was shitting on us and calling us fresh meat and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
I wonder if Thulog still remembers me. I wonder if we still have a thing. Because last time we met, like, it was a will they, won't they kind of relationship.
Sure.
They weren't.
Me and Bardor,
Like, no, the
Malvhor and Thula.
the group and the orcs were all like, what's going on here? Everybody but Thula and I were confused.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
Yep.
So for my brain, as someone who wasn't there, where I'm not sure I wrote it down right. Metal was where what was supposed to be?
So, basically from like the knee down, his leg is missing. So for semblance of like a peg leg, there's like an iron pike that sits through it. And it's not even like surgically, like you see the tip of the pike poking out of the thigh.
Ow!
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it just wasn't wasn't trusting my brain on if you said arm or leg. Because I'm sitting here thinking, a Zog?
Nope, his
He's not
right leg.
alive.
Well, if all of that to be true, that is definitely valuable information, because then we definitely have targets.
We've run into Thula before. It makes sense he'd be here.
It seems you are very well connected.
We've
I
been
take it
chasing.
Tula was another one of my absence, right?
Yes.
And we've been chasing them for some time.
Okay.
If we find these captains, we'll dispose of them.
Do what you can. The main objective is Palando. And of course, I would not be a good host if I rushed you out the door. Do what you need to prepare. Go when you are ready. Retrieve Palando. And return with him. Wizards behave in a very asinine manner. There is a very high chance that he is going to have his own agenda upon rescue if he lives. I urge you to follow my orders. Return here with him so that we may continue assessing the situation. Brass actions will get people killed.
Understood. I was in the military before. I know how it works.
Just side-eyeing Malvhor. It's like,
And thank you.
All?
For showing a little glimmer of hope. It has been many years. I have lost many. And the fight is not over. Whatever transpires here, and whatever fight we wage, it will most likely be a silent war. If we are to be victorious, it will be a silent war. The Avari have been fighting for thousands of years. Mostly forgotten to time. And those that do find us a little off-putting. Maybe a little jaded. But we do what we have to protect the rest of Middle-earth. We are one of the first to awake in the East. And while we did not take a part of the great journey with the rest of the elves, we want to ensure this land remains free. I would like for us to, in time, to be a bit more than just acquaintances.
I raise an eyebrow at Locke again. Well, we'll make our preparations and we'll get underway. And Palando will be back here before you know it.
Let us hope so. And watch this one.
I just give a nod.
Very well. I wish you luck. And if there's anything you need of me prior to your departure, do not hesitate to ask. Of course, if you're looking to sail across the sea, we do have a few boats that we can lend. Just let us know what path you might want to go with before you actually go there. I do have spies, so I will be attempting to keep up to date on your, how do you say, shenanigans. Good luck.
Boy. I guess that's our exit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll give a kind of a head motion for Galad to follow.
Okay. You'll sort of depart after your dismissal from Nithel, heading back up the stairs and into the main cavern. You see a handful of Avari in the muster field training and preparing for whatever tasks that they have going on, probably setting out on scouting. You hear the clanking of hammers in the forge around some of the tunnels. And then you see some that are just dressed in normal clothes, living a normal life to the best of their ability. Not everyone here is a warrior, but they've definitely seen their fair share of war. Well, a lot of them probably don't know of your task or even your existence. What little bit of hope Nithel has, she's placing in you.
Won't let her down.
As preparation, I want to know if, or we should see if anyone has Atlas salves to spare. Because we went through a crap ton of them in the last fight.
I went through all.
You went through. I was trying not to call you out, but yes, Kevin used all of his.
I got fucked up.
Which was a good chunk of all of or most of them that we have across the party.
Okay. So you wanna look for herbalist or an
heals.
Or
yes,
heals.
Probably an herbalist. That would be something Fig is most familiar with because of Northreal and stuff.
Okay. You look around, and you find a small little area that's got a sort of like dried herbs hanging from windows and a small fire off to one side. But what sort of catches your attention about it is that it's another elf, but it's not an Avari.
Oh.
You see with sort of long, dirty blonde hair with a silver circlet around the forehead and piercing blue eyes. It's just a male elf dressed in sort of like powder blue robes that sort of really stands out from the rest of the group. Oh, hello, my Gavanin. What can I do for you?
My Gavanin. I am looking to see if you have Atlas salve or anything else that can help treat wounds.
I certainly have some lying about. Do you have anything you're willing to trade for it?
For once I have currency. Do you not take the currency?
Look around you, dear.
Point taken.
I haven't had a need for currency in many years.
Fuck. I will. I don't have much. I have 2 nondescript bones.
Oh, not this again.
I have a cloak. I have a tan cowled cloak that was originally used way back when we were trying to snoop about in Osgiliath.
Okay.
I will start with the cloak and see how much that might do before I potentially add more.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Oh no.
Natural 20.
Huh.
13. He holds up the cloak and sort of looks it over.
It has been worn once.
Lightly used, yes. Interesting weave. Is this hail from Gondor?
Yes.
Little
Aye.
amateur, really.
What was that?
A little amateur, but, you know. Not everybody can make the finest garments of Gondolin.
Is it
Like
something
grin?
of interest to you?
It has been cold around here lately, so I do feel like this might be valuable to me. I'll give you 2 of my Athelas salves that have just been made this morning.
Good, because otherwise I have a dragonet tooth and other teeth, but I don't think that will do much good.
Well, those could be very interesting ingredients if you're willing to part with them.
I'll hold out the dragonet tooth.
Takes it. Mostly intact. I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure what I could do with it, but if without it, I can't really experiment now, can I?
Perhaps a new dagger, or...
Well, that is far beyond my expertise. If you're looking to have this made into something, I would definitely go to a blacksmith.
I just mutter, maybe I should have given it to Locke.
Are you willing to part with this?
If it offers more herbal assistance, then yes. I have a feeling I might run into more of them soon. I can always get more trophies.
He sort of like cocks his head at that last part.
I kind of tilt my head around the corner from her. She's quite good at getting these intact. It's kind of strange, to be perfectly frank.
Would you like to see what I did with the wolf I killed when I was little?
Is that it?
Yeah, I just point at the pauldron.
Quite the interesting individual you are.
So I'm told.
Well, let's see. I can probably part with another Athelas salve. I do need to keep a stock here in the event scouting party returns or in the event of an attack.
I understand.
But let's me see what else I have that might be of interest to you.
What check would it be to actually make Athelas salve? Medicine?
So that's a scholar can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a
Yeah.
specific. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things, it's like, I can probably try my hand at herbalism based on everything else I'm good with, but...
Yeah, theoretically Fig can too, but I can't actually make the stuff. I just have the knowledge because of...
You're more than welcome to narratively multi-class into scholar. If that is something they would like to do.
Oh, wouldn't Northriel be pleased?
Yes. Not to mention you have, Mana Ame and everything.
That too. Well, I specifically learned all my herb stuff from... I have herb lore. From Northriel. Okay. So 3 of those? Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3 of those, and then he walks back inside and he goes through. You hear some clanking of glass bottles as he searches around, and he comes back out with 4 small vials. It appears you're traveling in a group and fairly well armed, so I can only assume you're probably going to be in some very interesting places. So take these with you as part of the trade for the tooth. This is a distilled residue of Shadowthorn.
Distilled?
Yes.
Shadowthorn.
I won't go into the finer details of the making process, but some of the enchanted properties I am able to provide to it will help your footfalls be a bit quieter.
Ooh. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I'll make a item handout.
Sounds good.
To help you guys. So, well, if you anything else, thank you for the tooth. I will see what I can do with it. But if you come back through again and you need something, my name's Limfin.
Limfin.
Yes.
Well, if I collect any more interesting things, I will let you know.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Thank you for the trade.
Thank you as well. Good luck with whatever it is you're doing.
Thank you. And I will turn and leave. I will make a beeline to Cirion and hand him all 3 Atlas Salve.
Yeah!
Here,
Thank you.
I got you some.
I guess we never really discussed it. Would I have a couple on me with all my traveling?
I would say since you just returned from a trek out, they probably got used.
Okay.
Definitely considering the situation you found yourself in.
Yeah.
Oh, and then to everyone else, I'll hand out. I'm assuming you said make footsteps quieter, so it's a stealth increase, mechanically speaking.
It gives you advantage on stealth.
Okay, so I will hand one to Malvhor and Cirion and explain what I was told. I'll ask Locke if he wants one, because I know you're a sneaky dude.
I think I'll be okay.
Okay.
If one of us has to risk it, it should probably be me.
Yeah, and then
if we find ourselves in a position where we need me to go off alone, maybe I can just take one of yours.
Okay, yeah, I'll just hang on to the final 2 then. But so you guys got Malvhor and Cirion got a vial of distilled Shadowthorn residue.
So Lythan's a master healer, out of character.
He's very similar in skill to Mana-Ame.
Once double brewed and straight, Shadowthorn then produces a wet residue in plant matter that can be used to perfectly mask a creature's scent.
I guess in skill level to Mana-Ame and Northriel.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Sorry, you saying it made me actually take a look at it. It's like, would I want to narratively take a level of scholar?
I'm a big fan of letting the story determine class pathing. Like, if you spend time with a particular NPC, it might, make them go, well, maybe I'll go into scholar. Or
You'd
maybe
be following...
maybe in the middle of a fight, you absolutely lose your mind and you go into Slayer. Like, let the story control, sort of, so.
You'd definitely be following in Anelia's footsteps, because she did Artificer and Scholar, too.
Yeah.
But she was also a fighter.
But with that, you guys gather some of your supplies and reconvene to figure out your course of action and when best to depart, knowing that the enemy has several notable individuals on their side and potentially the advantage of numbers and of time. So if a few ways to get to your final destination, your goal that was given to you by Nithel is to rescue the blue wizard, Palando. And that's where we're going to end tonight, and we'll pick up
I have
next
to
week.
say, every time you say Palando, because of the accent, I think of the song Bailando. So every time I hear it, my head goes, Bailando, Bailando. But then it's Palando, so it's Palando. And now Fig dies.
That's the name the Avari refer to him as. So, his current name is not that.
No,
Thanks,
it's
Lindsay. Now I
not.
can't listen to that song anymore without thinking of that.
Palando.
It's.
So,
Oh, I guess I've not really said to the party what I knew him as.
you've only ever had it in conversation with Nithel, and you probably felt there's no reason to like correct her. Like you know who
yeah.
she's talking about. She knows who you're talking about, so there's no real reason for it.
Reason for me to be like, hey guys, his name's actually this.
Yeah.
He'll respond to both, so.
And it was the same thing with Mornintar. Like he arrived here and they were referring to Alatar, so wizards be wizards. So
Oh yeah, that was the part of. Oh, that can wait.
Yep.
Let's wrap up.
Wrap it up. Oh, timely. Thank you for the follow. That's all for us tonight.
Thanks for the follow.
So if you just jumped in here, sorry. But we'll pick up again next week, and we'll see where the Fellowship goes with their now vampire friend in tow, alongside with them.
At our first.
A long lost
That's
friend
true.
of Fig. But are they the same person?
Oh, stop!
Cirion, you need to let Galad bite you too.
No.
I mean, if they're not the same person, good news, guys. You have me back.
I'm just gonna start collecting vampire bites.
I just.
Only one way.
This one's from Tonnel, this one's from Galad, this
No,
one's from... oh yeah, that one at the bar, yeah.
Cirion, Fig does not recommend.
But there's only one way to find out, but you got a lot of ground to cover and a lot still to discover of what the enemy's actually up to.
Oh boy.
Oh no, do we actually have to make a journey check next week?
More and more
Probably.
pieces. We'll see. The jury's out on that one. I will need to know what you guys actually intend to do, because there's like about
Fair.
3 different things, so
Yeah.
we can handle that. But again, that's all for us tonight. Again, no stream Friday or Sunday, and we will do a story corner on Thursday at 7 in Discord. So other than that, we'll all see you again next week. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for being here. Stay proficient so you can get that bonus as you level.